Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 2:54 a.m. on this calm and still Wednesday evening going into Thursday morning. It is currently 36 degrees outside. It doesn't really feel that cold at all outside, actually. I mean, it doesn't feel warm, but it doesn't feel cold either. I just woke up about a half an hour ago. My plan had been, well, I laid down early tonight, like really early. And my plan had been to sleep until like 11 or something. And then I was gonna, well, my plan before that had been that I wasn't even gonna lay down at all. And I was going to attempt to do like a really long vlog tonight. But I just got so tired. And Alex and I were watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City while we ate. And then he was finishing up Vanderpump Rules. And we had got our new fan today that I ordered from Amazon. So I have to sleep with a fan every single night. And the fan that we've had for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now, it started rattling like 2 nights ago. So I was like, I think we need to get a new fan. Now, I love like a full blast wind tunnel fan right on my face. I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. I love everything. Alex really just needs the sound, but he doesn't mind the feeling of it either, especially in the summer. So anyway, I bought this fan on Amazon, and I mean, it showed people like in the pictures like working out and doing yoga with this fan, but I also knew that this fan was like an industrial fan. And it came, and so I like took it out of the box and I like put it in the bedroom and everything tonight. And so then Alex was done with his show and I said, come upstairs, I want to show you something. So he came upstairs and got the dogs in bed, and I said, okay, let's do the unveiling of the fan. So I turned on the fan, and like the lowest like level of the fan is so powerful. I'm like in love with it, right? But I think it's becoming kind of a joke, these blackout curtains, because I just sleep forever, you guys, these blackout curtains. And I don't know if they were a blessing or a curse, but I mean, I couldn't sleep before, and now I'm just like sleeping like the dead. And I told Alex tonight, because we have that loft area that like looks out, looks over downstairs, and then like in the morning, the lights from like the backyard come in, and it's not bad because like faces like north, so it's like we don't get really bad sunlight there. But I said to Alex, I said, okay, now if we just got blackout curtains along there, he goes, no, she'll never get up. So anyway, so my plan had been to sleep until like 11 then, after I decided that I was going to lay down for a little bit, and that I was going to get up and I was going to try to do like a longer vlog tonight. I initially really wanted to do like a 3-hour vlog for tonight, and I was going to vlog throughout the day, and I started doing it earlier today, and it was like it was going to be little pieces that were short, like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and I just didn't think that that would be real enjoyable to watch. So I was like, you know what? I think that everybody would probably prefer one consistent video that was like an hour versus 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there of me like, being all over the place and whatever. So, but I do want to kind of talk tonight about the highlights of 2021 and look back over 2021 as it begins to rain. Can you guys hear that? That little rain? Because I'll be posting this on Thursday. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this right at the beginning, I am planning on doing a live stream tonight on Thursday, December 30. Is it the 30th? December 30th. probably around 9 o'clock. I'm not going to give an exact time because I don't know exactly when I'll get on, but I'm planning on doing a live stream like right around 9 o'clock. So, if you want to see that. Unless something happens, and if something happens, I will put out a tweet or a notice saying that I'm not going to do it, but that is my plan as of right now. My plan is also, I know this is kind of crazy, but just to stay up, and I have all kinds of stuff that I want to get done today, so that's kind of my plan too. So anyway, we'll see how this plan goes. That was my plan yesterday too. So this is what happened yesterday. So when I got done vlogging, did I finish? Oh yeah, who is texting me so late at night? Somebody is texting me or messaging me. My phone just lit up. I just downloaded a bunch of podcasts too, so I'm real excited about that. But when I got done vlogging, I finished listening to my true love gave, my new crush gave to me. I don't know who it was by. You guys, it was really cute. It was a young adult book. I mean, I kind of knew like what was going to happen the whole time that I was reading this book. I mean, it wasn't that difficult to figure out, but it didn't really matter because it was such a cute premise. And it was about this girl, and she like, it was just her and her mom. They never really said where her dad was. And her mom was like finishing up her medical residency, and this girl was in high school, and she was like great grades, tried to be like, was on the newspaper staff and all this kind of stuff. And so she had this like perfect boyfriend, and he went to college and he broke up with her. And I'm gonna pull in here and see what this is, this message. I have a feeling it's like purple. I think I saw purple, and I'm like wondering if that has something to do with the podcast, because I just was looking at my podcast before I left. Yeah, I downloaded this podcast. Well, they're both by the same people, and one is called Last Known Position, and the other one is called Lost Hills. And they're like fiction. Lost Hills is about Malibu. It almost kind of looks very, very similar to, I'll tell you the podcast I downloaded. It looks very similar kind of to Malibu Rising, and there's been 2 seasons of that. And it's kind of like a fictional story that you just follow along. And then Last Known Position is about, I don't even really know how to explain it. Here, let me see if I can pull it up. It says, a new mystery thriller from the makers of Blackout and the Left-Right game. Last Known Position follows a group of experts, including submersible pilot Michaela Soto, Gina Rodriguez, I think she might have been on Lost, as they seek to recover a flight that suddenly vanished over the Pacific Ocean. The super yacht sets off on what looks like an expedition funded by a grieving billionaire, William Cavanaugh, James Purefoy, to recover the flight that his wife and daughter were on, but the crew soon discover that there's more to the expedition than they were let on when they start to find themselves in increasingly perilous situations that point to a saboteur among the group and a looming threat in the deep waters. It just came out on December 20th, and it started, and it's got like 4 episodes. So I'm listening to that. I haven't started any of these yet. Then Lost Hills, which is about Malibu in the 70s and 80s. Fox Hunter, which is about like this 20, 30-year-old case. Up and Vanished. The Springfield 3. The Thing About Helen and Olga. Serial. And I'm going to start it with season 1, and S-Town. So if you guys have any documentary or any podcasts that you want to recommend to me, please recommend them to me. So anyway, what was I saying? Okay, oh, that book, yeah. And so her boyfriend breaks up with her, and there's this dance that everybody goes to every year that this girl has. I talked about this last night, didn't I? And she doesn't have a date. And then there's this gossip columnist on the newspaper staff that's like basically teasing her because she doesn't have a date because she knows that her boyfriend broke up with her, but not like everybody. I mean, everybody knows that they broke up, but they didn't know that they were supposed to go to the dance together anyway, and now he's got a new girlfriend. So she's like, she looks at her and she says, well, I have a new guy that I'm dating, and he's like the best boyfriend in the whole world. So, and then it comes out of her mouth, and then this girl's like, okay, well, I can't wait to see who it's going to be at this party. So then she's got to come up with this boyfriend, and so she figures out who she wants to take to the dance. And it's, of course, this guy that's like quarterback of the football team and valedictorian, and he's like a year older than her. He's a senior. And she really thinks she likes him, and she kind of, anyway, it's kind of a mix between, did you ever see that movie back in the day, Some Kind of Wonderful? I loved that movie. It's kind of like a mix between that and like Cyrano de Bergerac. It's cute. It's real cute. I really, really liked it. So I finished that, and then I was like, okay, am I going to listen to the Misfortune book now? I'm trying to wait until January 1st to start listening to that. Or because at least have that be the first book of the new year that I finish. Because I'm trying to, like, I bought all these Christmas books, so I'm like, I might as well listen to these Christmas books. So I went through, like, all the Christmas books that I had left, which is like 4 or 5, to see which ones that I thought that I would want to listen to. And one of them that I bought, somebody commented on the vlog and said something about it, but it's called Lights on Knockbridge Lane. It's like a Harlequin gay romance, which I'm not opposed to. But I think when I bought it, I thought, well, this will be kind of cute to see what happens here. And then, like, 2 of them were more wintry than Christmassy. I mean, they were around Christmas, but they were also, like, wintry. And then, like, 2 of them were, like, cozy Christmas time murder mysteries. And I was like, well, I'll read those anytime, you know, I'll read those in June. I don't even care, because, you know, I love a good cozy mystery. So I started listening to this book called The White Christmas Inn. And you guys, it's really adorable. It's about this woman, and, like, everybody's kind of down on their luck. First of all, it's about this couple that own this inn called the Evergreen Inn in Vermont. I think it's in Vermont, and it's beautiful, and it's set out by the mountains. The problem, this was like their dream, this couple, to start this a bed and breakfast inn kind of place. And they do things like, when you get there, they like, so the main character is this woman, and she is a children's book writer, and she's come there over Christmas to finish her book, but at the same time, there's like this wedding that is going to be happening there. And so all the members of the wedding are coming, but within like the first 10 pages, the groom calls and says that he's canceling the wedding, he's not coming. So that family, who the girl that's getting married, she's been coming there like every year for like, since she was 11 or 12, is there. And then all these other people, there's like this blizzard, so they all can't get to this place up the street. So there's like this competing hotel up the street that has like a water park and all this kind of stuff that's killing this business. So these people have decided this is going to be the last year that they're able to be open. And then like after Christmas, they're going to close down the inn. And all these people have to end up staying there. And I don't know, it's really sweet. And so like when the people come like to get checked in, like this woman that's the writer, she gets checked in, and they give her like a basket, and the basket has like a jar of cider in it, or like a thermos of cider, apple cider, and then it has like cinnamon cornbread and a grilled cheese sandwich all wrapped up. And then she takes it to her room and like eats it, like in this cozy room that has like candles burning that smell like buttered cinnamon and stuff. I mean, it's very detailed, and the book is really cute. There's all these Christmas trees and that looks pretty. And I'm loving it so far. And then Tanya, I woke up today, or tonight, and she texted me this book. And for Tanya to say, like, a book is really, really good. And the book is called The Girl Who Lived. So I got online, and I bought that tonight on Audible, right before I left. And there was another book that, I bought a Blake Crouch book, too, that has something to do. You remember I love Blake Crouch. He actually has a new book coming out in July, But he's the one that wrote The Pines that they turned into the TV show back in the day. I just really love his writing, and it's very spooky and scary and weird. And so I bought one of his books that's older tonight as well. And then yesterday I bought the new Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera book. I guess yesterday was the launch day of it. And it's the sequel to What If It's Us? And it's called something like This Is Us or something like that. And I really liked What If It's Us? So I'm excited about reading that. Yeah, so anyway, so I finished that book last night. My new crush gave to me, because it's really all about this Secret Santa, and she's trying to pick out these perfect Secret Santa gifts to get this guy to like her, which is kind of funny to me. But anyway, I just can't imagine like falling for somebody because they got me like the perfect Secret Santa gifts, you know. But then I started The White Christmas Inn, and I've been listening to that today, and I love it. So I got home, and I could not fall asleep, you guys. I tried so hard. So when Alex got up, I ended up like just sitting there and tossing and turning. I was like, I can't sleep. So I went and did my crumble cookie review, and I wanted to make sure, one of the reasons why I did it so early was because I wanted to make sure that there was not a huge long line, and I went in there and there was like literally nobody there, which was nice. So I got the crumble cookie review done, and then I came home and I started putting up the crumble cookie. Alex had called in Tucker's medicine, and I had one medicine that I had to pick up at the pharmacy, and then I had for him, and then I had one medicine that I had to pick up at the vet. And so we needed to make sure that we had the other medicine, the third medicine, that we didn't have to like call it in. And so I went home to check that before I went to the vet and to the pharmacy, and we had enough of that medicine. So I started uploading those videos, and then I went to Half Price Books because I was trying to find Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice so I could take a picture of it if I decided to make that the book for January. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do 2 books in January or if I'm going to do one in January and one in February. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So the thing is, the Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion is really short. It's like 6 hours and something on Audible, and like it's like 200 pages. It's really short. So, Half Price Books did not. In fact, they had a really limited number of Anne Rice books. So then I went to the pharmacy and got Tucker's medicine. Then I went to the vet and got more of his medicine. Then on the way back, I stopped at Barnes & Noble, which was packed. I was surprised. I couldn't believe it. Middle of the afternoon. Well, it wasn't even middle of the afternoon. It was like 11 o'clock, and it was packed. And it was all these, like, families, which I thought was kind of sweet. And all these, like, kids, like, looking at books, and their parents were letting them pick out books and stuff like that. It was just, it was sweet. It reminded me of when I was a kid, and my dad would take me to the bookstore before we would go out of town on vacation, and I could, like, pick whatever book I wanted to read and stuff. So, look at that beautiful blue Porsche, like bubblegum blue Porsche. Do we say bubblegum blue? You know what I'm talking about? Like that color that it would be if it was like... They have this tower. It's this coast-to-coast tower that looks like Carvana, but it's all like expensive cars. So yeah. So, I went to Barnes & Noble. They didn't have. They have like 2 Anne Rice books. I couldn't believe it, you guys. Well, first of all, they had them split up. They had like, well, I guess that's not true. They had 2 in literature, fiction and literature and fiction or whatever. And then they had 2 in the horror novel, science fiction section, which I always think it's interesting that they put horror and science fiction together, because I don't really think that they belong together, but whatever. And, So yeah, they had like the Vampire Chronicles. They had like the 3 books, but it was like this huge anthology that was like $24 or something like that, or 22 something. And I was like, I'm not buying this huge anthology. I mean, just to hold it up in a picture. And the thing is, I know I have it somewhere downstairs, but I don't know where it's at. And I have all of my books like boxed up downstairs in the basement. I was gonna order it on Amazon Prime, but the earliest it can get here is like February 18th or something. I was really kind of surprised it was so hard to like get. I don't know what it is about that book. That book is difficult to get, or maybe it's just because she passed away. I don't know. So anyway, then I came home and I was so exhausted. I took the dogs out. I was so tired, and it was like noon at that point. And now, mind you, I had been up since I had started vlogging, which was like 4 or something in the morning, right? So I was like, I have to lay down for a little bit. So I took the dogs outside, took them up to bed. We laid down at like 2 o'clock, or till like 2 o'clock. I got up for just a little bit, and then like I was looking at my phone, and then like I fell back asleep, you guys, and I woke up and it was 4 o'clock. I was like, oh my god. I wonder what this is gonna be right here. I'm gonna go in here and look and see. It looks like a Burger King, but I know that that's not what it's gonna be. A bridal shop, alterations. This used to be this club that we used to go to right here. It was called Blue, B-L-U. Now it's called Mi Gusto. Mexican seafood and sports bar. So yeah, then I got up and I was like really slow moving, and I was like, you know what? I need like 8 hours of just consistent sleep. And so then I was like, I need to do this and I need to do that. And I started like, I was like, okay. And then Alex like texted and said that, you know, he was done with work at like 6 o'clock. And so I was like, how am I going to get all this stuff done and whatever? And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to relax. So I listened to some of my audiobook, The White Christmas Inn. And I was just like, I will make a full day of it tomorrow and get everything done that I want to get done tomorrow. But today, I'm just going to get up the videos that I have done and relax and enjoy some time with my husband this evening. And I did. And so that was that. It was nice just to hang out, just the two of us tonight. And then tomorrow, he's working a half day, and then he's going out to lunch with some girls that he works with, and then he's done for the week. Well, he's done until Monday. You guys, I can't believe it's New Year's. I really can't. And then Friday, I don't know how much I'll do, like, on Friday. Now, I'll, of course, vlog on Friday, on New Year's Eve. And that will be my first vlog posted in 2022. But I don't know how many videos I will, like, make and post on Friday. I might do every channel. I may not. It depends, you know? So we'll see. I do know that on Friday I want to... Well, we actually don't leave to go out till later. I think our dinner reservations are at 9. And then we're going out at like 11 or something like that. And there's a bunch of us going now. It's like 8 or 9 of us that are going, which will be fun. Because Aaron and Eric were supposed to go to Las Vegas. And they were going there for a concert, and they're not going anymore. They're staying here. But I don't think they're going to go out. I think they're just going to go to out to eat. But it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm sure Alex will stay out longer than me on New Year's Eve. So I'll probably vlog like on my way home or whatever. I told him that, I mean, when we planned this thing, I said, I'm not going to stay out till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, you absolutely can. I just want to make sure that we're together, you know, when it turns midnight, and I want to go out and have fun dancing and, you know, like go to a nice dinner. And I said that at about 1 o'clock, I mean, I might be, you know, out of here. And he was like, that's fine. And he was like, do you care if I stay out longer if I'm having a good time? And I was like, not at all, because he can take an Uber home. Easy peasy, and you know, and we'll have had a good night. And then I'm sure, well, Saturday is the 1st. I mean, I have no idea. You know what? I actually probably need to go to the store and buy some stuff for us, because we don't really have a lot of stuff around the house, and I have a feeling a lot of restaurants aren't going to be open on the 1st, just so that we have something to eat on the 1st. And I don't know if I'm going to make videos. I have no idea. I haven't even thought that far ahead. I might take off Saturday and Sunday and not make videos. I might make videos just one day. I haven't even really thought that far yet. And I know we'll probably go to brunch one of those days. I'm sure Patashu isn't open on Saturdays, but I don't know. They're open on Christmas Eve, so maybe they are. We'll see. Maybe we'll try somewhere different for brunch this weekend. I have no idea. But I do know that I'm really excited about New Year's Eve and being with our friends and spending time with my husband and getting dressed up. It'll be real fun. So that will be this weekend. Yeah. I'm going to make it to the post office. I'm almost there, and then I'm going to read some comments, because I haven't done that for a while, and respond to a few comments. And then I want to talk about some of the highlights. I thought I would take tonight and tomorrow and talk about, like, the highlights of 2021, just kind of looking back on the year. I was thinking about it earlier today, and it was kind of funny, the things that I was thinking about. I don't know, I got kind of emotional tonight when I started vlogging. I've been real emotional all day today anyway. And by emotional, I mean like tearful. Because I always say that, like everybody else does, but emotional can be happy or joyous too. But I have been like real tearful, like crying a lot today. I don't know what for. Just been thinking a lot in my head about things, you know, and I was thinking right before I started this that it seems so surreal to me that I'm going on my 6th year of vlogging. Almost every day. With the exception of when PP passed away, which was 2 years ago, which is part of why I'm really sad today. I mean, it's a huge part of it. Do you know how sometimes you're just not in the mood to, like, talk about anything that's going to make you more sad than you already are? Like Alex and I really talked a lot about PP yesterday and today. And really just spent a lot of time, like, I'm just really thinking about PP. What a little special dude that guy was, you know. Oh, that my bunny rabbit is right out here. I love that. And, then I was talking to Tanya about it earlier, and I was talking to my sponsor about being sad, and I'm kind of like, I miss him, but I don't want to sit and just continue to feel sad about it every second. You know, I think it's important to. Okay, it was at the end. But what I was saying was, you know, I miss him so much, and I can still just like see a picture of him or watch a video of him and just like start bawling immediately. And I think it's important to feel those feelings. But I also want to remember like what a happy, special dog he was. You know, and how blessed I was to get to spend that time with him. You know, it's interesting because before we went to marriage counseling, like, Alex just wasn't, he just really struggled talking about anything emotional. He just would kind of like shut down, you know? Like a lot of people do. He just didn't know how to put into words how he was feeling. And he just isn't that anymore. And so we're able to have these like really fantastic conversations when we're just sad, or, you know, we're remembering things or thinking about things. And I think part of it for me is that I have spent so much, you know, it really kind of started when my mom passed away. I started spending so much time living in the past, reliving like old, I don't know if people will relate to this, but it's like, you know, when my mom passed away, I started looking at like the past, you know, and thinking about this time with my mom and that time with my mom and whatever. And then when my aunt died and my uncle died and several of my real close friends had passed away, you know, Scotty and, you know, Alex's friend Jason, and then with Pee-Pee, it was like, I feel like I'm constantly looking in the past. And I think it is vital to allow myself to have the feelings that I have, but at the same time, I want to be happy, joyous, and free, and I don't want to forget all of these special people that have been in my life, but I don't want to be stuck in it. Does that make any sense? You know? Do you ever get tired of being sad? I know that people think that like I wake up and I'm like super, super positive, but that's just not the case. And, you know, I sometimes wake up and I just feel really, really sad, you know, and it's not because I'm not a person that like, I don't feel like I collect sadness. Like, I don't feel like I look at for things to be sad about. And, I don't believe that I suffer from any kind of clinical depression. If I did, I would, you know, go talk to somebody and look into that, because I'm such a believer in destigmatizing mental health. And I did talk to my counselor about it back in the day, and I don't believe that that's what's going on. I think I just get sad, you know? But I'm able to like get sad a lot, and I kind of have to work myself out of it. I don't think there's anything, first of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with being sad, but I don't want to be sad. Like, I don't want to spend my life like today always being sad. I mean, if I feel it from, you know, moment to moment, or if I pull over when I hear a song and I allow myself to be sad, like, I think that's good, right? Like, I think it's good to, you know, whatever, but like with my mom, like, I will forever talk about my mom. I will forever miss my mom. She was my mom, you know? But it's also been almost 14 years. Like, I don't want to sit in it every single day, because the thing is that, you know, and I know my mom would say this to me. She had a life. She had a fantastic life, you know? And, I mean, at times, it was a fantastic life. But she you know, she had a life. And I want to enjoy my life. There are times that sometimes, like, I feel like I'm always looking backwards instead of... I mean, I really have to work on being in the present and looking forward to the future, you know, with optimism. Like, that's one thing I really have to work hard on. I think anniversaries are important to feel things that make us sad. I think it's important for us to... I just think that it's important, you know, to look back and commemorate those times and those people in our lives. But I also just don't want to live in it all the time, you know? I just don't. And I think, like, I don't know what it was about tonight, like when I was leaving to going to vlog. It was like, I was thinking back about the fact that it's been 5 years since I've been vlogging. And literally the only time that I've taken off from vlogging is when PP passed away, you know? And, I mean, 5 years of me getting in this car, or some car, you know, or being on vacation and sitting in a hotel room, or, you know, but 5 years of me, and it's been a journey, you know, and, it's been a blast. It's been good. I cannot even imagine my life. So here's to 6 years. Here's to going into 6 years, right? I can't even imagine my life without this. Like, I really, really, really can't. Like, I can't imagine for 1 second not having my vlog that I get into every single night and drive around and talk, you know? And, yeah, I just can't even imagine it. It's so cathartic for me. You guys are so kind. You guys are so loved. I'm so appreciative of you guys. You know, I get all these comments and messages from people that will say, like, you have no idea how much your vlog helps me, and blah, 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 you know, and I'm just like, you have no idea how much you help me. You know, I was thinking about this earlier today. It's one of the reasons why I always wanted to start a vlog was because back in the day on YouTube, and I've talked about this before, but I used to watch Will and RJ, who were a couple, and their channel was called Shep689. And they met and started dating in Florida. They both went to University of Florida in Gainesville. And it looks so bright out tonight. I don't know if it's just because I'm like sitting in the mall or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, they both went to the University of Gainesville in Florida. And then, you know, their vlogs were short though. Their vlogs, all their vlogs are down now. They're all privatized. But their vlogs were like 12 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes long. But they were every single day for 7 years. And they even showed their wedding in there and whatnot. And then they started, like, having relationship issues. I don't know. I don't really know what happened. There was a lot of speculation about it. And then, like, all of a sudden they just stopped posting. And then they kind of started arguing a lot on social media, which was just really sad to me. I'm like in my head, like, I'm like, shoom, shoom. I'm like shooting off into all these different directions. Because I was thinking to myself, you know, like, I feel like I've watched so many couples on YouTube that end up breaking up. And you can always tell, like, before it happens, you can tell that they've broken up. But you can tell that they don't know how to say it, right? Like, there's another couple that I follow. And, like, the comments are just flooded with, like, the fact that they've broken up, and they like kind of made a joke out of it, but now they're not addressing it, and it's like, if there isn't something going on there, like if they haven't broken up or there isn't trouble in paradise, then, which would be sad. I think it would be really sad. They're a neat couple. But if that's not the case, then I almost don't understand why they're like, to their audience and their fans, they're kind of like perpetuating this idea that they're not together. I mean, they've been like traveling separate and stuff like that, but that's even interesting to me that they've been traveling separately through the holidays. But anyway, you know, how did I get talking about that? Oh, because, so it was Will and RJ, and I watched them really, really closely. Like, I watched Alex and I both did. Me more so than him, but they were probably like the first YouTubers that like I really followed like every day. Like they posted at like the same time every day. And so when when time had gone by and a vlog hadn't been up, I'd be like, well, where is it? And then they would, you know, it would come out. But their breakup was so ugly, you guys. And they had gotten this dog together at one point. I think it was Will's dog, but they had it together. I mean, this dog had to have major surgery at one point because like their fans helped them like raise money for the surgery. And they moved from Gainesville to Los Angeles, and then they hung out with like the famous like YouTubers. Like they were close with Joey Graceffa, and they hung out with like Miles J and Tyler Oakley and all those. I don't know if they were really actually hung out with Tyler Oakley, but it was like Joey Graceffa, Miles J, and some, you know, there were a lot of like other like big YouTubers that they hung out with, and they were like really on the rise. And then they had started another channel, which was where RJ, because RJ identifies as bisexual, talked a lot about being bisexual and stuff. And his videos are actually very educational and they're good. And then something happened, and they like went out one night. It was like they were always real ambiguous about like whenever they would have this huge fight. And I don't want to get into speculating about that, because if you watch them, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like, they said what it was about back then, but it was just like, you could tell that there was like stuff going on. Well, anyway, they broke up, and then like a year later, I had stopped following, well, I followed both of them on social media, and, this is where you can see I'm not just a person that makes YouTube videos. I also follow these people on YouTube like this. But anyway, I had followed both of them. We had actually interviewed them way back in the day. And so I followed them on social media. Will never posted. Like never posted after they broke up. And so I think I unfollowed him. And then one night, RJ was doing like this Q&A thing on like an Instagram story, and he was answering these questions. And somebody said something to him. The dog's name was Dobby from like Harry Potter. And I actually found this author, J. Bell, who I love his writing. He wrote something like Summer. I found him through Will and RJ because Will loved J. Bell's writing, and so I started reading J. Bell's writing as well, and J. Bell and I became friends, which is so crazy because I ended up reaching out to him when I was writing my book, and he was so friendly and nice. But anyway, somebody said to him, like, in the live, like, he was like, it wasn't live, but he was like, you know, he said, like, put the question thing up, ask me a question, and then he would answer all these questions. And somebody said, like, are you upset that Will didn't reach out to you and Dobby passed away? And RJ was like, what are you talking about? Like, he responded to it and was like, what are you talking about? And this person responded and was like, did you not know that Will had the dog, like, put down that he had, like, passed away, he was sick? And RJ had found out about it, and this was his dog, you know? Like, I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine. I think that's so cold-hearted. And so at that point, I just was kind of like, I can't, like, continue to, like, this just makes me sad. And they had stopped, well, I mean, and they were really the reason why I had wanted to get into vlogging anyway. Well, they vlogged for 7 years, every single day. And, well, short of 7 years, but anyway. So I think in my head, I've always been like, I'm not going to stop after 7 years. It's not my plan. But I've always kind of been like, 7 years is like, that's a long time. 5 years is a long time. So much has happened in 5 years that I have been vlogging. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And, this year's been a really, really good year. You know, other than Tucker getting diagnosed, with all of his stuff, like, it's been a pretty good year. I think I'm actually going to go into the post office really quick and see if, like, I have any, because I haven't been here in, like, 2 or 3 days, so I'm going to see if I have any packages, and then when I come back, I will, respond to some comments. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got a few more Christmas cards. I have received an unbelievable amount of Christmas cards this year. It's been so nice. All right. First of all, let me turn the seat heater on. You gotta have the seat heater on in the winter, even though it's not that cold outside. Oh, wait, media. Okay. Where are my glasses? Let's read some of the comments. Are you guys ready? I haven't done this for a while. Okay. Jane, or Janelle, I can't tell, said, I would really want to, this is in regards to Tiger King too, said, I would really want to know what happened to Carol's husband. A lot of unanswered questions. She fought harder to get Joe's business property than she did to find her husband. What Joe did is disgusting. He deserves what he got. And I totally agree with that. I would like to know more about what happened with all that situation too. That's like the really interesting part to me about all of that. The stuff with Joe and the animals is so sad to me that I almost can't with all of that. And those other people, any of those people that run those farms, it really makes me sad. Yes, Rachel said, I think the bookcases you're talking about, this was the ones that I had in my apartment, I have in the basement, that my mom used to talk about, said, I think the bookcases you're talking about, the antique wooden ones with the glass doors, are called barrister bookcases or lawyer bookcases. I love them. So cool. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Thank you so much. Cassandra said, Stephanie Harlow has a series on the history of Bonnie Clyde. I think there's 6 parts to it. Awesome. Thank you. I will look into that. Bookbound Weirdo said, I flew out of Indy back home on the 28th and waved you hello. Hope you got it. I definitely agree. No snow in Xmas, especially for it being the Midwest, was a real party pooper. Aw, exactly. Sweet D said the birthday hat is hilarious. Okay, Victoria said the documentary is on Netflix. Joan Didion, The Sinner Will Not Hold, was wonderful. I actually watched that. It is really good. It's kind of sad, though, in parts. I've read several of her books. I'm happy to hear you are reading Didion. I followed the career of Didion's brother-in-law, Dominic Dunn, as well. I'm probably your oldest fan, Peter. Aw. I loved reading Dunn's column in Vanity Fair. Dunn's daughter, Dominic, was in the movie Poltergeist. She was later murdered, and Dunn attended the trial and began a career in investigative journalism. Yeah, I remember that. He covered true crime. They were all talented writers. I miss Dominic and was very sad to hear of Joan Didion's passing. I mean, you talk about the idea of being iconic or something like that, and she was just kind of such a... like, if you watch the documentary, it's very interesting. And this person that lived with him for a while, I remember she said in the documentary, she was like, I just remember, like, they had this house, like, I think it was in Malibu, actually. And she would say, Joan just wakes up in the morning and just, like, she drinks little Cokes in the bottles and smokes one cigarette after another and just sits in the kitchen very quiet. So to imagine like this kind of like, and she was like that like her whole life kind of, to imagine this woman that just was kind of that, you know, and quiet and subdued. And then she like revolutionized essay writing and the way that we look at things, you know, from her perspective. I think it's just really interesting. I love that she did that Celine campaign for the sunglasses all those years later too. Maricela said, love these vlogs that are all over the place. As you said, it's kind of like Christmas letter. Many people write about their past year. I know you said your mom hated those. She did hate those. Okay. Stacy said, winter decor helps me with Christmas letdown. I have learned I love the anticipation in the Christmas season more than the day. So this week I take down the big tree and all the red things. Then I leave up winter greenery, small trees, white lights, etc. I love the cozy feeling of it, and it is exciting to change it out without it feeling empty. We keep up to 2-inch trees. Aww. Nikki asked, because she wasn't paying attention. I'm just kidding you, Nikki. Nikki and I go back and forth in the book club. So anyway, Nikki said, what was the documentary Peter was talking about? And 6790 Free was nice enough to respond, The Way Down on HBO Max. Melissa said, I believe that intentions are very powerful. I really think when one of us says happy birthday, Lena's day gets a little bit better. Oh my God, I love that. Peter, Pier 1. I shop there all the time. They used to have clothes too. Yeah, I bought my mom clothes there. I got all my hippie wear at Pier 1. I also had the lamp I think you're talking about. Love and good wishes to everybody. Oh, I love that. Okay, CLRM said, yes, Peter, read the Vampire Chronicles. I was obsessed with them. Read in order, though. She doesn't tell the story in order. Blood and Gold was my favorite because she tells much history of the world from way back. Queen of the Damned is very good, too. The movie did it no justice. It is ultimately the story of Lestat, the brat vampire. Armin's story, they had that one at the bookstore. Heartbreaking. The whole series was just wonderful. Vittorio, the vampire, though technically not part of the series, should not be left out. Okay, and then Melissa said, I love The Queen of the Damned, my favorite book of hers, hands down. Okay, so when I looked it up, it says Interview with the Vampire is book 1, so that's why I picked that. Is that true? Carissa said, hello, Peter. I just felt like saying hi tonight. I rarely ever miss a Peter video, and yet I rarely ever comment. I felt the need to let you know just how happy your videos make me. Aw, Carissa, thank you so much. All these people are like talking about keeping their Christmas trees up, and Debbie said, yes, keep your Christmas trees up and keep on marching to your own. I mean, I totally agree with that, but in all honesty, like, I'm kind of ready for it to come down. I go back and forth. Like my friend Tanya Jean says, I'm a human being. I can change my opinion whenever I want. But no, like, I really do. Like, I like, as much as, like, I'm sad about Christmas being over, at the same time, I'm kind of, like, ready for the stuff to be down and move. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said to Tanya, I said, like, she was like, I said, I'm ready kind of, like, for it to come down too. And she goes, well, then why haven't you taken it down? Because she took, like, all of her stuff down today. And I said, because I kind of like to see one snow with my front porch, like, to look pretty and stuff. And, I mean, I really am. I know this is silly, but I really am the person that sits there and kind of looks at the front porch. I really am, you guys. And just kind of sits there and looks at it, and it's like, oh, I mean, not for an hour or anything, you know, but it makes me happy when I pull in front of it. And now I think, well, I mean, I've actually been thinking, like, what is something wintry that I can do to the front porch between now and the spring, you know, to get the flowers up there. But I'm kind of ready for it to come down too, you know. Okay. Here it is. Raimi said, Robert Burdella, the Kansas City Butcher, is who you're talking about. Yes, thank you very much. I wish I could find a book about that, but Well, I wish I could find a book that was available to everybody so we could read it for the True Crime Book Club. Gina said, Peter, when I'm up in the middle of the night, most likely listening to you, I think, Peter is probably driving around right now. So comforting. Aww. Melissa said, I do that when I wake up in the middle of the night. I wonder if Peter is driving right now. Carissa said, me too. Exactly what I'm currently thinking, knowing Peter is probably up or getting up soon, letting the dogs out and heading out to drive and vlog is so comforting and relatable, and I love it. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Dina said, I got my birthday cameo, Peter, and thanks for making an old gal feel special. And my daughter, Sheridan, was so excited that you pronounced her name right. Aw, I love that. Gabrielle said, I love when you talk about books, don't stop. Well, Gabrielle, thank you, because you're one of the few, probably. Uzang Beauty said, Peter, you've got to stop saying everything you feel and want and do is stupid. None of it is stupid. Oh, thank you. Cauliflower said, I'm an atheist as well, and I feel much the way that Alex does. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because there is the threat of repercussions. In all honesty, I think everyone is that way, whether you're spiritual or not. Some serial killers believe in God, and they kill folks anyway. Ooh. That is true. Some of them kill people because they think that that's what they're supposed to do. Jess said the Curse of... now, like, I've caught up with the comments that I've read, because Jess said the Curse of Von Dutch is a really interesting documentary about the Von Dutch hats we remember Paris Hilton wearing. I think Paris Hilton, I had a few of those hats, too. Oh, Tiffany said, I like the Von Dutch documentary. I was in middle school and high school and Von Dutch was popular, but we were pretty poor, so I never could afford to wear anything from there. I remember wanting a Von Dutch hat so bad as a young teen. I feel like there were, like, a lot of, like, fake Von Dutch hats, so. Am I, like, going crazy? Like, I feel like you could go to, like, fairs and stuff like that, and they would always have them there. I did have, like, a couple, though, that I had bought that were real. Because, you know, I've always been into the trucker hat, so. Anyway, oh, my Lord. So that was the comments for the day. Comments for the day. Comments for the day. Comments for the day of the day. Kim, look at me. Look at me. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that? Did I say that? I was like in my head looking at something else. Kath and Kim, do you guys watch that show? She's like, look at me, Kim, look at me, look at me. I love that show so much. Okay, on the road again. Cheers. I have a cold coffee down here. This is from earlier. Ouch. This is from earlier today, and it's like full. And then I have this hot coffee that I made before I left. Highlights of 2021. Well, I'm gonna have to probably talk more about this tomorrow, which that one will be posted on New Year's Eve. But I have to say, like, I probably need to talk to Alex a little bit. I don't remember a lot of our traveling from last year. I feel like, I mean, am I forgetting some trips? Like, I don't really remember traveling until we went to Fort Lauderdale last year. And then we went to Fort Lauderdale with our two friends that are couples, and one's husband didn't go. That was last year. And what else? And then we went to Miami. Moon's over Miami. We went to Miami for Alex's birthday. And stayed at the One. And that was really fun. And then we went to... Did we go anywhere else between there? And then we went to Las Vegas for our anniversary, and that was really fun. And then we went to Las Vegas for Jason's birthday, and that was really fun. But I feel like... And Alex went to Chicago for some music festival. North Coast, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. That was like Labor Day weekend. I feel like there was another trip we took. And you know, last year for New Year's, I cannot for the life of me remember what we did. I think we just went out to dinner with Melissa and Jason, and then we went over to their house afterwards. I really think that that's what we did last year. So that was New Year's last year. And then... So that was January, okay? And then I don't think we went on a trip in January. And then February, we did Valentine's Day. And we went out to dinner. We got a hotel room and right up the street. And we went out to dinner with Melissa and Jason to Ruth Chris. And then that was like one of my favorite nights of the year, because that was when I watched Hell in the Heartland, and we stayed at the hotel room, and Alex went to bed because he had to work the next morning. We got all the snow that night, and I stayed up and I ate like M&Ms and drank Dr. Pepper in bed while it snowed outside, watching Hell in the Heartland on my iPad. That was such a fun night. So I have really, really enjoyed, like, watching shows this year. Like, all of the RuPaul's Drag Races, like, I got my money's worth out of that, what's the TV channel? I don't even know, Wonder? Is that what it's called? The RuPaul Drag Race channel, you know. I got my money's worth out of that channel. I watched all of the RuPaul's Drag Races. I watched, well, not all of them, but I watched Australia. I watched the 3 seasons of the UK. I watched 2 seasons of Canada. I watched some documentaries on there. I mean, I really got a lot out of that channel. That was fun. And then I started listening to podcasts this year. I'm listening to currently and reading my 110th book for the year. My goal was 102. I think I've decided that I'm going to make my goal for 2022 104 books, because then that would be 2 books a week that I would have to read. And so yeah, I read almost 110 books. I watched a lot of shows, a lot of documentaries. I listened to a few podcasts, and I just feel, as far as like really doing the things that like I like that make me happy, like I really like, because that is really what I want to do more of, is doing things that make me happy. Like, I loved in, you know, the interview with Oprah when RuPaul said, when asked what the meaning of life is RuPaul said something to the effect of becoming the best versions of ourselves that we can be, and then living our best life and being an example to somebody else of what that is about. You know, and part of living my best life to me is enjoying life to the fullest. You know, traveling if I possibly can, or even just here, going out to good places for dinner, or, you know, like watching TV shows, like being an armchair traveler, watching TV shows, you know, watching movies, reading books, listening to podcasts, all of that stuff, like, just enlightens my life, right? And I've had a really great year. I feel like 2021 was a really great year as far as things like that. Now, there was a lot of sadness that occurred in the world in 2021. My hope about that is, with all of the sadness that has happened, is that between, you know, the pandemic and between just racist things that have happened and just world issues that are just super sad, my hope for 2022 is that instead of fighting each other so hard, that we start listening to one another a little bit more and start seeing that we're all human beings, and that not, you know, and trying to be less afraid of each other and more understanding of each other. That's my hope. But as far as like the good things that happened in 2021 was a good year for me. You know, I was able to maintain 6 YouTube channels, which I'm very proud of, and post on them consistently. The last month I have, or two, I have like kind of, I actually started sitting down and making a plan of 2022 for some things I want to do for YouTube. And like 2 of the things is that towards the end of my day, when I start getting tired, is when like I have my booktube video or my Peterisms videos to do, right? And so that those end up becoming kind of like the last videos that I post. And so I thought, you know, if I started with my Peterisms videos, then I would be reading those meditations before I like went in and did everything else. The Peterisms videos could be my very first videos that I post. And I have some other things that I have, well, I have quite a few things planned for 2022 regarding YouTube, some exciting projects and stuff like that I'm really excited about. And yeah, so I don't want to say a whole lot more about that, but I've got some exciting stuff coming up in 2022. And I sat down and like have been planning some things out and whatever. I also want to be a lot more active on social media. I want to be a lot more active on Instagram, in my Instagram stories, and on Twitter and TikTok and things like that. So those are some things that you will see, and not just like, hi, happy Monday on Twitter, but like being more active. And yes, the podcast is coming. We just don't know when it's going to happen. I mean, in all honesty, like it could be January, it could be June. We just don't know. And it's when Melissa and I sit down and actually plan it out, because we want to do it effectively and successfully so that it makes us happy. So, and then what else? You know, earlier I was like driving around and I was thinking about like all of the things that had happened this year. And so like, it was like all the small things are the things that were like my highlights. Like number one, and I know that this is probably going to sound corny to some people, but like decorating my front porch this year has been truly one of the highlights of my year. Like going to the flower markets, which I just passed, or the farmer's market, and, you know, and shopping for like flowers and plants in the spring and summer, and going to Walmart and decorating my front and back patio, and getting the new chairs, and people complimenting me on it, and sitting out there and just really enjoying it. Like that has made me so happy, to the point where like that's something that I'm really, really looking forward to in 2022, is how to even like make that more, you know, and how to just really even enjoy it more this upcoming summer. And I think I was always so fixated, like this has been a good lesson for me. I was always so fixated on, you know, looking at that walkway and like, oh, I wanted to have those Korean boxwoods, you know, forever. And I don't know that I don't, but it was like, I was always like trying to like fix something, you know, with that walkway. And then it was like last year, I just kind of was like, why don't you work with what you have, which was the cement front porch, you know? And then I made it this thing that felt so homey. I think 2021 was really a year of nesting for me and Alex. And I think that was good. So, I mean, I know that was good, but I think we just really got to enjoy our house more and spending time together at home and stuff like that. So, when did we go to, I feel like we went to Fort Lauderdale in April. Ultra was canceled, so we didn't go to Florida in March. Did we? Did we go down there anyway? I don't feel like we did. I'm gonna have to pull into this gas station and look at my Instagram for a second and see if I'm like leaving out a trip. I think it was April that we went down to Fort Lauderdale, and that was a really fun trip. And then in June, we went down for Alex's birthday, and then August to Las Vegas, and then September to Las Vegas. And I feel like those were the 4 trips that we took this last year. But maybe I'm forgetting something. Okay. There's like nobody at this gas station. It's kind of scary. Okay. Let's go through the year of pictures by Peter and see which things made me so happy. Oh my God, here it is. This was last Christmas, 2021, at my cousin Caroline's house. Aw. Okay, so then what is this? Look into 2021, like, yes, good things are coming. Happy New Year's. What happened to that sweater? That was December 31st of last year. I loved that sweater, that turtleneck sweater. What happened to that? I don't even know. And then my big project coming June 1st, that got postponed. Okay, and then booktube videos. What is this? Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, talked about that. And then, yep, that was Florida. Oh, maybe March 22nd? March 21st? Is that when we went down there with them? Hold on a second. March 22nd? March 23rd. Now, I remember going down there. Did we go to Fort Lauderdale last? That's in Sugarcane. Is that in Miami or is that in Fort Lauderdale? I feel like that's in Miami. The deck. March 25th. Did we go to, we must have gone down there in March. Why am I forgetting this? I feel like we went down there. I remember meeting this guy on the plane because he ended up giving us these masks that were so fantastic. But we weren't staying at the one the whole time. We went down there in March and we stayed at the Fontainebleau. And then we went over to the one, like the last couple days. That's what we did last year. And then for Alex's birthday, we went down there. How did I forget that whole trip? That is so crazy, you guys. I can't even believe it. Yeah, that trip was fun. Oh my God, that was such a fun trip. That is so crazy that I forgot all about that. Okay, and then April 29th was when we went down there with our friends. Yeah. How tan I was. I missed that. And then oh, I remember that. That was for Alex's birthday. My battery died while I was looking at pictures and going down memory lane. And then saw Dead Mouse at the Pavilion. Went to Miss Indiana, USA. Went to Las Vegas twice. Went to Newfields and saw the pumpkins. Oh, look at our little puppy dogs. October 26th. They look so sweet in their haircuts. What a good year it was. Can I just tell you, though, that I realized that I need to post more on Instagram? Like, I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wait. $54 pictures in the last year, okay? Which means basically, that's like a picture a week. I need to be posting more pictures, Peter. What is wrong with you? Okay, so I'm gonna start posting more pictures. But you know, when I was driving around today and I was thinking about like the things in the last year, like the highlights of the last year, like my patio was definitely one of them. Putting up my Christmas trees. This year really made me happy. That little Christmas tree that I got, even though I got it so late, made me really happy. You know, I think spending like just really precious time with Alex and the dogs this year has really, really made me happy. And, you know, the book club has just made me so happy. I look forward to the Sundays that we do the book club. Like, that's one of the things that I just like. It's just so fun for us to sit in there and just like talk. The Vlogarinos, I think, has got to be one of the top 3 highlights of my 2021. Like, I mean, seriously, that group has made me so happy in the last year. And, you know, there's just been so many things. Caroline and I getting really, really close. I mean, we were already close, but getting even closer this year has made me really happy. You know, there's some friends that I'm not as close with this year, and there's some friends that I'm closer to, and I'm really happy about that. I'm happy that, you know, I'm rounding out the year with the friends that I had going into 2021 that I'm still really close with, you know, and that Tanya and Valerie and, you know, my other friends, that Melissa and Jason and Aaron and Eric, that we're all still really close, and we're planning things for 2022, and that's exciting. I think that I've known this before. Like, I think 2019 and 2020 were really understanding this, and 2021 was really practicing this. Was that the small, simple moments are really what makes the whole difference of everything in the world, you know? And I made some fantastic purchases in 2021, and I had some things that I got that were fantastic, and we took some fantastic trips and had some fantastic dinners and stayed in some fantastic hotels. But at the end of the day, none of that is even on any kind of level of just a half an hour hanging out in bed with my husband and the dogs, or watching Boo Radley, you know, at 12 and a half, still like run all through the yard like he's 2 years old, you know, or Tucker, when I was so worried about him, and now he like bolts up the stairs and it's like boom, boom, boom on the bed. You know, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like those small moments. Or my husband and I's brunches, you know, are so special to us, and just spending, you know, Sundays together and whatever. And I do think, like, that was something that was really hard for me, was not, like, filming and stuff on Sundays. And some days I do, and some days I will. I mean, if I come home and Alex is like, yeah, I'm going to watch 7 shows and catch up, I mean, my alternative is just to lay there in bed next to him while he's watching all these shows, like, you know, all those Marvel shows that I don't watch, you know. I'm not going to do that. So then I will film on those days. But on the Sundays that we go out to brunch, and we sometimes go to the mall, or, you know, come home and just hang out and spend us time together, like, I really learned that I was so driven for so long that I think that I really realized, or so just like pushed myself, that like I wouldn't allow myself to even take a day off. And, you know, there were a couple people like in the vlog that were like, just take Sundays to you and Alex and enjoy it, you know? And I did, and that was a great lesson that I learned in 2021. I think I just have such an amazing life. I have such a blessed life, and even the sad things that happen, you know, and there are going to be sad things that happen in this world. And even though they are paramount to my life and they are huge when they happen, they are so outweighed by the really happy, positive things that happen in my life, and of which there are many. There are so many blessings in my life. And, you know, I think, like, going into 2021 or 2022, like, the things I know that work for me, just for me, are gratitude lists, practicing gratitude on a daily basis, prayer, meditation, focusing on being a better version of myself, putting that positive energy into the world, trying to be a kinder, gentler, better human being, nicer human being. And I want to get into a regular practice of practicing that in 2022. You know, and I have my days where I'm really focused on doing my gratitude lists and doing prayers and meditations, and then I have days where I completely fall short of it. And what I've realized is that those days are the days that I do it are the days that my soul feels replenished, and then I also appreciate and enjoy the world a lot more. This is my 50th year on this planet, and I'm gonna live it up. I'm really excited about the pool this year. I haven't decided if I'm going to join Tanya's club again this year, but I'm sure I probably will. Even if just so I can just go there whenever I want. But I do plan to spend a lot of time at the pool this year, and I'm really excited about it. And one of the things I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't know if this will happen a month in or 6 months in, but one of the things I really want to do in 2022 is get my schedule kind of in order, because my schedule is all over the place. And I think anybody that watches this channel knows that. And I do think that it's taken kind of a toll on me a little bit. I think there's not really a day that goes by that I'm not somewhat tired. And I need to start taking better physical care of myself. And I think that is a huge part of me going into 2022, is taking better physical care of myself. And, you know, I've talked about it on here enough, and now it's time to do something about it. I just want to show you guys this car because it's so pretty, and I know that you guys are like, we could care less when I'm speaking about this, but can I just show you this? Look at this blue Porsche right here. Do you see this? This is what I'm talking about with the bubble gum blue Porsche. And that thing, isn't that so cool? So, if you're rich out there and you just have nothing to do with your money, you can buy me that car. I would die. A Porsche Carrera is actually one of my dream cars. It's just not very realistic. You know what I mean? It's just not realistic for going places, but I would love to have one. So yeah, I think, like, you know, 2022 is really the year that I really want to focus. I do a lot of it anyway, but I want to spend a concerted effort, like, every day of really planning out and thinking about taking care of my emotional, spiritual, and mental health, and my physical health, and looking at how to improve every single day that I am alive, my emotional, spiritual, and physical health, you know, and being at the top of my game with all of that. How do I do there? How do I get there? What do I need to do that, right? And that is really one of my goals for 2022, so that going into my 50s, I am able to enjoy every day that I am given going forward, and not to take that for granted. So here's the 2022, and I will be posting tomorrow on New Year's Eve. That will be my last. I'm gonna start crying a little bit, I think. That's gonna be my last vlog of the year. I don't know why that makes me like emotional to say that. Can you imagine if I ever had to stop this vlog for good? I would be such a mess. I've thought about that. Sometimes I'm like, I can't imagine what I will say, like, whenever I just, like, sign off for good on YouTube. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, this thing that was not part of my life 7 years ago has become such a huge, I mean, not just my vlog, but all of my channels, has become such a huge part of my life that I just can't even imagine, like one night saying, like, just signing off for good. Like, I don't even know what turned me here all of a sudden. I don't even know what happened, but I just can't even imagine. Like, I just can't, you know? It's so weird to me. That I just wouldn't, I don't know. There's YouTubers that just stop. Just one day they just are done. Like, and you know, hey, it's whatever, more power to you, but like, I just cannot even imagine for 1 second, like, I don't know what I would do if I woke up and like this wasn't part of my life anymore. I just don't even know. I mean, I guess I'd figure it out, right? But I'm just so thankful for you guys. I love all of you, and I don't know, you make me so happy. I mean, it's really not any deeper than that. And I love you. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!